Greetings. I'm listening.
Great to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good.
You come get the voodoo.
Hey there.
And you are...
Light be with you.
Great to meet you.
Come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Shiny. Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Hello and welcome to Ctrl Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making many alts. Today is Sunday, March 7th, 2021, and this is episode 698 entitled The Rideable Tree is Here. I'm Aprillian, your host, and with me are my two awesome co-hosts. Constructs, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling fantastic. Your voice sounds so dreamy. It's perfect. It's awesome.
It's all about the mic. Yeah. No trouble.
We've got the rain, but our hearts are full of sunshine, so it's all good.
Right. And Grand Negus, how are you doing?
I'm good. I just repelled the harpy threat in Stone Talon Mountains. So yeah, I'm good.
So we're safe again. Thank you.
So yeah.
We appreciate that. What do we have going on this week?
Today,
we've got our Moon Fair.
Oh yeah, Dark Moon Fair. What? Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
And we still have World Quest bonus event, at least on the
I'll do what I did. Don't do what I did. Do all your world quests and then pick up the weekly after that.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. No, that might be a little.
There are rules to everything. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to
I'm at 8 of 20. I still got to figure out 12 of the complicated quests to do.
I mean, you still have 2 days theoretically.
Right.
Yes.
3.5. So, but if you don't want to cut it that close, you should pick it up when reset comes around, whatever quest that is, the weekly quest, and then just go with it. Either it drops off at the end of the event automatically, or you finish it and then turn it in. So yeah, no harm, no foul. So basically, yeah. So we have the World Quest bonus event ending, and we have the PvP brawl, Temple of Hot Mugu ending, and then we're going to start with Time Walking Warlords of Draenor on Tuesday. And we're going to get another, I think, the last new Torghast event. From here on out, they are on repeat. So we have 3 different Torghast event weeks have been introduced. And this is the last one to premiere. So this one is Torghast Unbridled Darkness. Again,
Thrall, and I got a little glimpse of what's going on in the plot twist, but not enough to see where Anduin's at.
Oh yeah, you'll have to run the twisted corridors to see that.
Yeah,
but again, that is for later. And again, you can run 3 times 6 instead of 118. So don't try to brute force it. You don't have to necessarily. If you get to the quest where you have to go into the initial run of the twisted corridors and then find the clues for where Anduin is. And then something I wanted to mention real quick. Not that it's part of next week's content in the game, but it's the event that's coming up on the 20th. And that is the Trial of Style is here again. So if you want to finish out a set that you want to use in the Trial of Style or something else Trial of Style related, the 20th of March is when that event comes around again. Also, something that many people don't realize, I think, is that while the Trial of Style is ongoing, there are no transmog costs.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. And nice.
So sometimes people wonder why do we have why don't we have transmog costs? Is this something special we wear, or is it a bug in the game or whatnot? No, it's just that the event Trial of Style is ongoing, and regardless of your participation or non-participation in the event, you obviously need to transmog to participate in the Trial of Style with different sets, with different for the different contests.
So you don't have to spend money looking at different outfits.
Exactly.
Saving different sets. That's nice.
Yeah. And that's why Blizzard said, okay, for the duration of the Trial of Style, we are going to disable the cost, or we're going to set the cost for transmogrification to 0.
The Ethereal gets a blank check from Stormwind or Orgrimmar.
Basically, yeah.
Goes crazy.
Yeah, they aren't too happy. So, yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what we have to expect. With regards to Classic, since I'm a Classic player at the moment,
right?
Guildmate told me that the Darkmoon Fair in Classic might have ended already. He was not too sure, and there is no symbol indicating where the Darkmoon Fair is on the continental map.
Right.
So that might be either it isn't there, which I don't know, or it's really not there anymore because the event is over. So theoretically, you would assume that they are on the same timer, both game versions, same event. But again, it might be that it's not the case. So yeah, I'm going to check it out and report back when the next one comes around. Let me see if I have on my other account, if I have characters that are close to Elwyn, because I've been outside of Terran Mill. Damn, no, Thunderbluff, not Terran Mill. Thunderbluff today, and there wasn't anything going on.
Oh, wow.
So basically, it's not there. And since the classic version of the Dark Moon Fair alternates, there aren't the portals to the island because the island in classic doesn't exist. So you have the physical Dark Moon Fair.
So you have to go to Goldshire?
You have to travel to Thunder Bluff if you want to participate, yeah.
You have to...
If you're Alliance.
Yeah, you have to go to either Thunder Bluff, outside of Thunder Bluff, down in Mulgore, is where the Horde side, quote-unquote, Horde location version is, and the other one is down on. You can basically say wherever the portals are on the respective sides. That's the fairgrounds, the old fairgrounds.
Right.
So, Dark Moon Fair is down there in that little area outside of Thunder Bluff, and then down on the far side of Goldshire for the Alliance. And I'm on my gnome mage at the moment, running down and checking out what's going on down there, like do some investigative work.
Okay, well, while you do that, why don't we talk about this celebration collection? Have you seen this? I just noticed it.
Celebration collection?
Yeah, Blizzard has a celebration collection. I guess it's part of the BlizzCon bundles. And it's available until September 15th.
Yeah,
I bought the silver package for that.
You bought the essential, heroic, and epic. So you bought the essential.
Yeah. No, the silver is the second one.
The heroic.
The heroic, yeah, because it has the pet and the mount, and that's pretty much all I want. Like the 30 days of game time isn't going to make a lot of difference to me,
right?
Because I'm already paying for 6 months at a time. So
right, that's
I'm getting as cheap as I can. And like an extra 15 cards in Hearthstone that's not going to break the bank. So I'm not going for that because I kind of fell off Hearthstone. I'm not going as the hospital as often.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yep.
And so I kind of stopped playing Hearthstone for a bit, and I figured I just want the pet and I want the mount, and then that's it. That's all I want really from there.
Yeah. It looks like something neat. I might try it. The Moon Touch Netherwelt pet and the Snowstorm mount. Nice.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad for $30.
I would prefer like 30% off on the Shadowlands, so I can get a third account.
Right. Now the 15%
Shadowlands,
off.
You know.
Oh, that's for Blizzard Gear Store, not the whole store, just for the gear.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to.
So I'm in Elvin now, and I see the people working on building the fair. So it's coming up. It's not active yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's on the same timer, the same cycle, but it's just off a couple of hours, I would imagine, or maybe a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they are full speed ahead on working on building the stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you want to get turn in your small paws or your bat wings or whatever you can turn in for tickets which is totally different, a totally different system from the retail version.
Right.
And you don't get a rebuff because there isn't a carousel. You can go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's get to our weeks.
All right.
I've had a fantastic weekend. Wow, it's very comforting. Those battlegrounds where you're not necessarily putting out more damage, but you feel like you're contributing more by pushing all the buttons all at once. Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Construct, how has your week in WoW been?
My week in WoW has been really productive this week. I saw on Tuesday, Wednesday that you got like 200 rep for doing one world quest. So I did a bunch of world quests to get all my reps. By Saturday night, I had all my reps at 19K. The other reps that are not my main covenant, Ventnir, because Ventnir, what happens is I got 3 quests for Revendrath, which is already at Exalted, so it put me a good chunk of the way towards a bonus cash, but it didn't quite get there. It also gave me 8K in gold, and I also got
wait, 8,000 in gold? Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, because of all the hand-ins for Revendrath.
Right.
So, like, you get one hand-in, which is 1,600 gold or so, 3 times, and then you get the hand-in for the hard quest, which is 2,200 reps. So, like, it really accumulates really fast. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to position myself to have the week, all my other reps cap closer to Exalted. I found the spot which Grandigus was talking about with all the rep vendors and Oribos. I don't go to Oribos all the time. Yeah, I go there when I have to, but most of the time I'm hanging out in Revendreth or in the mall or I pass by Oribos occasionally because the profession trainer doesn't have anything for me on my main. So unless I have a reason to go there, talk to Bolvar or whatnot, I'm not making the trip because that costs gold. I can't wait to fly. Fly for free is almost everywhere except to travel to the other zones. And I did like an insane number of quests. Like it's just quest after quest after quest because I was after anima. So I spent 10,000 anima on my mission table. So now my quests are getting done 25% faster. So that's a lot of anima. But what ended up happening is I didn't want to be broke and not be able to run the missions. So I went and did the LFR, and I did the LFD, and I did the group to do quests in the mall. So like I accumulated. I went from 7,000 to 10,000 anima, and I went down to 0 or 200, and then I went back up to 2,000. So like that's a lot of collecting quests and making sure that you have all the stuff. And every time I'm doing a world quest, I'm getting 200 reps. So I'm working hard to get these quests done. And I'm just like, I went and did looking for dungeon to hand in my quests for the there's these quests that you pick up at the end nearby the dungeons at the end of the when you're close to 60.
Right.
And what happened is I had like 3 of these quests, one for the Plague Works or Plague something, Plague Fall, and the other one was for whatchamacallit. I did the one for Spires of Attention. I did the one for Plague Works. I thought I had one for Halls of Atonement. It turned out to be in the zone, not in the dungeon itself. So I had to get out of the dungeon after that and go find an Inquisitor to kill. And all this time I'm collecting anima, and then I did all my quests, all my kills for the LFR, all the way to Certain Aetherius. So you get 3 or 5 of the 35 anima things per boss. So that's 10 bosses. So that's a lot of anima again. And I'm looking at my Wild Hunt rep, and I'm down to 1,000 left. So another 5 quests, and I don't have 5 quests left. It's just, it's going to have to wait till tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Probably. Oh, well. Well, I want to get to Exalted. And I want to do my missions 25% faster, which is what I'm getting with the upgrade to the mission table that cost 10,000 and 22 souls. And I went into the mall, and in the mall, I upped the reputation to ambivalent. I think I got 1 or 2 more to go before cordial, and then I can buy my upgrade for the blacksmithing plans.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and because that's like the Mark II, so like I'll be able to craft stuff that's eye level 168 or 170 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to that, but it's a long old grind. And I accidentally stayed in the mall a little bit too long. I got to Eyes of the Jailer 5. So, because I was with a group and we were killing stuff and everybody was doubling up on target. And out of nowhere, this Venthyr drops out of the sky, scoops me up, and takes me like 30 yards into the air so nobody can target it. So I thought, and he's starting to do the RP. I'm like, if there's RP, you can still fight. So I targeted the Venthyr, and I'm kicking him, and I'm punching him, and I'm cutting him with my sword. The boss sword, and he drops me. I'm like, yay, I'm out of here. So I ran as fast as I could to the Waystone. I didn't dare touch the hearth button, because if they drop something on you, they paralyze you again.
Oh, wow. But you survived the drop.
Oh yeah, I survived the drop. Well, I'm a rogue. I take half damage from fall.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So I was very lucky that way. But I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go there. And I entered the dungeon by accident. The fighting one. The what's it called in Maldraxxus? The Theater of Pain. So I went to the Theater of Pain dungeon, and we got lost. We got lost pretty bad. We had one guy that kept switching the gates on us. And instead of following the tank, he just kept doing whatever. And then we had a tank that dropped because he got his legendary drop off the second boss.
Oh, that's all he needed. That's all he wanted.
So that's all he wanted. He was out of it. As soon as it dropped, the thing dropped. He was like, poof, he's out of there. I'm like, okay. So I tanked all the way to the third boss. So you have to imagine this rogue with a priest, a druid, and a paladin. Everybody's healing the rogue to get to the next boss.
Wow.
So that when the next tank joins, we don't have to wait too long, right? So like we got all the way to the boss, and then we had to wait another minute or so, and then a tank joined. So we were really happy. I went to LFR, and then somebody found a bug with DBM, and they were doing a countdown every 10 seconds. So you always had a countdown going. 10, 9, 8. Oh, it was bad. And so like that took an extra 20 minutes to get to the boss, because we ended up kicking both tanks and kicking a bunch more EPS until we found the person that was doing it. It's nice when somebody makes an add-on, but when somebody breaks it, it's like it just goes sideways.
Right.
It's really frustrating, because you don't want to break the add-on. The add-on's really useful. It tells you how to do the dance or whatnot, but it just takes one
glitch.
I want to say one goofball, but one jackass to ruin everybody's fun. So we did what we could. I mean, nobody died too much on the bosses. Like people really did like a super job of healing, and like I occasionally I would die because I didn't know the mechanic. I'm not super great at LFR, but like everybody was a good sport. Like, I mean, nobody cried too much. Nobody was rude to anybody. Didn't have anybody just complain or anything like that. Like, it was like good whole fun at LFR. And even in the dungeons, like if I got something I didn't want, I would ask if anybody needed it, and somebody would jump up with druid or whatnot, and they would take the item, and like everybody was super nice in the dungeons.
It's
it didn't
nice
have to be
happens.
it didn't have to be heroic or mythic or anything like that. People just wanted to have like a good time, and everybody's waiting on the patch. March 9th is supposed to be the patch, and I think everybody's not done, but they're looking for something else to scratch. And I went to Morales with my warlock, and my warlock is almost 50 now on my third account.
Ooh.
I really want to bring her to Shadowlands, but I don't want to pay $54 for Shadowlands. I want to pay like $35 or something. So I'm like, come on, Blizzard, just drop the price a couple of bucks. Give me $2 off. Give me $2 off. I'll do it for $2. It's like that. It's the principle,
Right.
Yeah, it's give me 10 cents off as long as you give me some discount.
Make me feel like a valued customer,
Yep.
And that's all you got to do. Just like tell me you appreciate my donation for give me a discount when I do my donation for the charity pet. There you go.
Yeah.
so I could contribute both ways. I picked up this helm on my rogue, and it's got the Traveler's face guard to it, and it's quite nice. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I really enjoy the look of it right now. And I was in LFR, and I was doing the thing where you play with all your toys. You show off your mirror, then you show off your most expensive pet, then you show off your rarest outfit, then you put your wings on, and everybody was having like a good time in LFR, and like nobody was chump about it.
Cool.
Like somebody did a sideways pull, and nobody complained. It just all got in to help. And
what game did you play?
I don't know. It must have been all the complainers were playing something else. Because it was like Warcraft of old, and I didn't have any problem grinding reputations. Like I just put on a movie. There was a bad movie on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch this, And while I was playing, I was just mindlessly grinding mobs and accumulating rep, and there was just no rhyme or reason or logic. I was doing like 4 loads of laundry. And occasionally I would have a chore to do, and I would mix doing my chores and playing WoW. So 15 minutes of WoW, 15 minutes of chore, 15 minutes of WoW, 15 minutes. Eventually, all my chores got done, and then I was just happy times. And then my wife and I get pedicures once a month because she's got diabetes. And if you don't take care of your feet, it's really bad for diabetics.
Right.
Yep.
So she's got to really be diligent with that, and so she gets a pedicure, I get a pedicure. So
nice.
It's a thing we do together, and it's really like bonding. We have a French girl come over. Yeah, we have a French girl from Quebec come over, and she does a good price on everything, and she just puts her worries away, and we just don't I wouldn't do anything else while we were doing that. And I got to playing WoW after, and like all my chores were done. And I haven't felt this good in a while. So I put on like a 4-pot of coffee, and my wife goes, "You're wired. You're cut off because you're having too much fun."
We can't have that.
No, we can't have that. So I played till 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was good. Oh, I tell you. Let me check on the chat room. Yeah, chat room's still there. Big Steve is saying happy birthday, Curly.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
he's listening.
It's Curly's birthday. Let's give a shout out to Curly. Happy
Shout out
birthday,
to
Curly.
And that's pretty much been my week, but just wholesome, good play. Don't have anything bad to say about any of the players I ran into. Everybody was like a champ, and everybody put their best face forward. And my mission table is about to be upgraded in 31 minutes. Yay!
Yay. Awesome. All right. That sounds great.
Definitely does.
Oh, excellent. Oh, how you doing? I get excited. I get giddy and love making many alts. My dog is trying to poop for the Horde and for the Alliance. It was funny in my head.
Tell us, how was your weekend? Wow.
My weekend WoW was nice. You know, last week I decided that I don't have to hustle. I don't have to be the best or zoom to level 50. Level 60, I'm sorry. Actually, I played a bunch with Aprillian, and Aprillian did get to 53. I think she dinged it on the show, and now she's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars into 54. She just did simple things. I did archaeology and pet battles, and then today we went to Dark Moon Fair, and I finally paid for another month of April. So they're multi-boxing, and I'm going to be taking April back to Bastion because Aprillian got way ahead of April, so she's going to be April's going to be finishing up catching up on Bastion, and then maybe I'll bring Aprillian back to Bastion. But I always felt like I'd rather do them together. I do have to go back to Orgrimmar, and I did. I turned off. I forgot. I did turn off both of the PvP thing because it's just too much in Bastion with PvP. I had gotten some new outfits while in Bastion, upgraded some of her, like her chest and stuff, and I forgot about her wings.
Yeah.
What's the set called? You know, the set that she got for paying for the 6-month subscription.
Yeah.
So you have to go to the transmorg every time you get something new.
Yep.
And the spike.
Don't you have the transmog yet?
Not on Aprillian. April had it, but not Aprillian. It's two different accounts. April,
right.
April has the Traveler's Tundra mount. So once they got together, Aprillian upgraded, but it was 117 gold, and I was thinking, well, I should have waited until Trial of Style. But hey, that's a week and a half away. So I went ahead and bit the bullet and took the 117. Now the two of them right now are dual boxing in Dark Moon Fair. We're doing the fishing thing and everything. And I want to do a shout out to whoever keeps putting flour in the guild bank, because Aprillian didn't have any flour. And so she took 5 flour out of the guild bank. And everybody in the guild who's putting all these there's some really good pets in there. I mean, I took a couple and felt guilty, but thank you. I am doing pet battles, so I'm leveling some up, and I'm doing a circuit. I start in Orgrimmar, and I start with a lower level set, and then what ends up happening is if I can do the circuit right, the next, each pet trainer that we battle is the next level up or a couple levels up. Although sometimes I end up jumping around and getting to somebody a little bit higher. My goal eventually is to go out into Outland and do some out there because of my achievements. You know, I need to do Northrend Tamer, Continental Tamer, all those different ones, and I'm having fun doing that. And like I said, eventually we will go back to Bastion and do current content. But right now we're just relaxing and doing things our way, or my way. And I think I might next week actually bring in a third account. I might do that today. I might bring in a third account. Either Astara, my paladin, or Auric, the hunter. I think I might bring in Auric and level her up because I really like having a Skinner. And that's about my week. I'm doing Darkmoon Fair, and then I'm going to go back to doing my... I know what I wanted to say. I really enjoy archaeology. I didn't... we don't do that. We forget to do that for a while. And it's amazing how quickly you get stuff and you get the little the little special things like toys and stuff. So it's underrated, and it's fun to go in and do these things. So
Crawling Claw.
I'm sorry.
The Crawling Claw off archaeology. The Tolvir, the hand thingy.
I don't know which one I got the other day, but there are things you can get with archaeology that you don't realize. And that's about been my week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I like that I have enough fossils to do the children's week. Yeah. Oh, actually I have. I don't know. I always feel bad doing a solve for fossils. Oh, but it doesn't matter on Aprillian because she can always go to Dalaran and get fossils from the...
Right.
Yeah, because she's high enough. I think I'll go ahead and do that.
Yep.
All right.
I find it very, very easy to be true. Am allerschönsten war es doch zu Haus und dann zog mich einst in die Welt hinaus und in der Ferne suchte ich mein Glück. Wer kennt den Weg zurück?
And now it's time for Add-on Spotlight and a whole bunch of other things with Grand Nagus. Grand Nagus, what do you have for us this week?
Well, first of all, when I hear you guys talk about all this stuff that's supposedly in a game called World of Warcraft, and apparently I don't play because I don't have any of that
stuff. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? It's like, I mean, I really appreciate in a kind of way the simpleness of Classic at the moment.
Oh, I bet.
It's something where all you have to do is basically play your character. And I don't mean it in a way as to say that retail players don't play it, but you just go out and do your quests. That's what I mean. You don't have to deal with world quests, with pet battles. Sometimes you have your pet with you if you're fortunate enough to have one. Mount collection. What's that? I don't. None of my characters has a mount yet. On all my characters combined, I've got maybe 60%. No, not even that. 30% of the money that it takes to get one mount.
Right.
For one.
Right.
And they're not and there's nothing called
stack. They take up an item slot.
No, called account wide. So each character has to get their own mount.
That's so crazy.
So, yeah, it's like each new character I make has to bite the bullet and spend 100 gold on a mount.
Wow.
Yeah, so eventually, if they want to not spend hundreds and hundreds of gold on getting new soles put on their shoes every now and then.
How do you make gold? Do you make gold questing, or do you make gold with the auction house?
You can obviously make gold on the auction house eventually, but I'm playing on a server that has a quite small horde presence.
And that makes such a difference.
That makes such a difference because, again, with Classic, you have the separation of the three auction houses. You have the faction-specific auction houses, and then you have the neutral auction house.
Yeah.
That can be a blessing, and it can be a curse at the same time, even. So it's not.
I remember during
Cataclysm. Are you selling pets? Oh wait, you don't have pets
yet. During Cataclysm, you couldn't buy volatile fires for love or money on Alliance. Nobody was selling it, and on Horde side, they were like 3 gold each. They were like super cheap.
Yeah.
And there's pets you couldn't get Alliance side.
Yep.
Well, that's how I used to make all my money, was selling cross-faction pets back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Making that journey down to Norris and Gadgetstan and going to the auction house. And
that's something that I have to find out eventually. As I said before we started, my highest character, I didn't say that, but you asked about my priest, and my priest is 31. She is I now have to make a distinction because I've just created, and this is part of my way of how to classic. Because if you go and create, wait, let me check, where is the window that I need? There it is. You need to go at this strategically. If you want to, by this I mean be self-sufficient. You want to do everything yourself. You want to be able to support yourself. That's all good and well meant. It's the only issue that you have with a self-sufficient economy is enchanting. You cannot self-enchant with one account.
Oh.
Because there are no vellums yet.
Right. Wow.
So how do you do that then? You migrate, or from the get-go, create your enchanter on your second account. So you can then, and that's where I come to the questionable term of dual boxing in that case that Counter-Strike's brought up earlier, because it's technically not dual boxing. Bless you.
Thank you.
Where you theoretically don't dual box if you log in with both accounts and to have your enchanter enchant one of the characters on your main account, because you don't need that if your only faction-related character is on that second account. Then they can enchant themselves, obviously always, but if you don't have any, in my case, horde characters on the second account, they only need to enchant the characters on the first account. So if you then need to do it the other way around, you then theoretically would have to make a character on the first account to enchant the same faction characters on the second account too.
Right.
And then do that for both accounts if you're bifactional too. So that means you need 4 enchanters.
Yeah.
And enchanting is no small feat to level.
That's right.
In Classic, it's yeah. It's a lot of Uldaman runs, let's put it that way. Because Uldaman is the dungeon where you need to go at the very end. I think it's 270 or 280 is when you need to go to Uldaman, to the trainer inside the dungeon, to learn the last couple of spells, enchanting recipes for leveling to 300. So that's something that you really have to do, because apparently there isn't anything that takes you from that 270, 280 to 300 that drops outside the dungeon. So I think you're bound to, and you're dependent on the trainer in the dungeon. So I like Uldaman. That's not it. Before, in my early WoW days, I hated the dungeon. I wouldn't step foot in it other than going there 3 times to learn the recipes. But the more I learned about the lore and how it all is in there with Anachronos, no, not Anachronos, Arcadis and the other Watcher. I really like the story aspect of it, and I really like the Titans and the story about it too. So I've come around to enjoying the dungeon quite a bit. So, and with the classic version where you have to go and find the 2 different parts of the staff to then
final chamber,
have the city unlock the door to get to that one boss that's hidden behind the door.
Right.
Is nice too. Where in retail you just click on the button there in that city on the floor and it starts happening. In Classic, you have to kill 2 bosses to get the staff and the I don't know what it's called. It's like something else, and then you combine it to the scepter, and then you place the scepter in the middle of the city, and then it starts. So those are some aspects of Classic that I really look forward to seeing again. Having those, I don't want to say flashbacks, because they're like it's like reliving it again, and that's what I've always wanted. I always wanted to be able to play the content the way it was originally created. So my Fury Warrior, the character that I currently mainly level, that I talked about earlier or about last week, he is just shy of 30 now. So I made about, as I said, I was targeting about a level per day on any major level character. Obviously with a character that's level 1 or level 7, and I mentioned this last week too, one level isn't as significant as a character that's in the 20s, 30s, or even further. But I've really come to enjoy the various aspects of gameplay with the Fury Warrior. What the warrior can do and cannot do versus the Shadow Priest, that is the level 31 character, where I go down into the Shard Vale in as I mentioned earlier, where I went and repelled the threat, the Harpy threat. There is a elite Harpy there, and at level 28, and the Harpy is 25 or 26 elite, so not insignificant still. I was able to, with all my buffs, with my strength potion and my sharpened axe and all, I was able to defeat her kind of easily. At 28, on the warrior, when I went there and tried and stumbled upon her, almost ran into her on my priest a day later. She was level 30 back then. Not a chance in hell. So it's like two levels different, and I still couldn't get her down. I had all my shield, my heals, my heal over time. I couldn't get her down. That's like, it's so different from what you can do with one. Just main brute forcing it just because you are X level, it's no good in Classic. And I like the fact that it's that way. It's just you need to figure out what you can do, and more important, what you cannot do.
Right.
So, as I said earlier, the new priest that I just created, she's going to be a holy priest. So I have one shadow priest and one holy priest, and then the holy priest is going to be the enchanter. Warlock is a whole different aspect in Classic. I don't know yet where he is going to go, how that's going to work. At the moment, I don't want to say he fell to the wayside somehow. I just feel that I want to know what I don't know about these other classes yet, because I almost know the warlock as much as I can.
Right. And there's so much to other classes that you don't know because we've been playing warlocks.
Yeah. And I've never played a warrior in vanilla back then.
Right.
So
it was so back then. It was so undaunting, because there was so much responsibility. The warrior was the tank, the leader. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just I don't have to now. And now I'm like, this is not the only thing I can do. And back then, when you're in a guild that wants to get somewhere, like a progression guild or whatnot, or even if the progression isn't as steep a hill to climb as in a heroic or a mythic rating, which terminology doesn't apply to classic.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I know that. But if you say you want to continuously raid or run dungeons or do whatever and do it continuously, do it on a fixed schedule, that for me counts as progression. But I don't feel that I need to do this now. I've joined this guild where they said that, you can come and join us. And whenever you're ready. And if you aren't, we got enough people here to fill whatever raids or content we want to do. So you do you and
take your time
whenever you're ready.
Right, take your time.
Yeah, that's I really like that. And still there is a community where you have people that help each other. Obviously, I get more help as at the lower level than I'm able to give, because there are few lower level characters for me than there are for level 60 characters. Obviously, it's a numbers game. So, but it's really about a give and take, as in every community. And there are like all these, not all, but there are quite a few where I've experienced that, you can join us, but as long as you aren't max level, you're just like part of us in name only.
Right.
And once you're at max level, then you can start to contribute. And that's when we'll start noticing you, but not before.
And expect something from you.
Yeah. So that's something that I really don't want. But yeah, with classic, I really like the fact that I can do it. I can do what I've always wanted, and under rules that don't bind me. So I really look forward to experience this old version of the game that I love so much and see where it all leads.
Right. Nice.
And that's been my week.
All right. So it's been a good week for all of us. And we want to do a shout out to Kyle. We know how busy he is. Yeah. So, there's no pressure. Why don't you send in an email, Kyle? Oh, no, there's no pressure. Kyle, we love you. We love you. You know that.
Love you, Kyle. Yeah.
We love you, Kyle. Oh, we love you, Kyle. Yes, we do.
So we have 2 weeks left, guys.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks.
The half patch on Tuesday.
Right.
That too, we can talk about that for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 0.5 is about here. So that's a patch that doesn't really bring much besides some changes. Yeah, not necessarily quality of life, but not only quality of life.
Quality of play.
There are one thing that happens now, but that's something where we've had a discussion over the last week, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to mention it. We are going to talk about it because we are mentioning it. Anyway, the cross-realm mythic availability is a thing now because the Hall of Fame is closed for Khazanathria, which means that for the people that don't know, that haven't followed that aspect of the mythic cross-realm unlocking mechanic and haven't followed the news over the last week, there has been some discussion. That's the part I'm not going to go into about the Hall of Fame, which is a scoreboard for each new raid on the mythic level, where whenever 100 guilds on each faction, so 200 altogether, complete the mythic version of any new content raid, that basically unlocks the cross-realm availability for that raid tier, because then it's considered to be, it's obviously not trivial, but you have the mythic only, or the mythic level on a realm only level whenever it launches. So that means that you can only group within your realm or your realm connected realm group to do the mythic raid, the new mythic raid for the world first or whatnot. And then sometime later, it's going to get significantly easier because you have all the gear and to let the people that want to do the content have them play with friends from other realms. They've come up with that Hall of Fame unlocking mechanism, where after a certain time of inevitably 100 Alliance and 100 Horde guilds will have finished the content on Mythic difficulty, and then you have the scoreboard that says the 100th place is filled in on both sides, and that means that you are going to have the ability to play with people from other servers on Mythic difficulty. And that happened last week, the week before last, something like that. So that means that starting March 9th, when coincidentally with the 9.0.5 patch, when that goes live, the cross-realm availability will be activated for Castle Nathria. So that is, I think, game mechanics-wise, the biggest news. And then we have some patch notes for the different covenants, class specific abilities that have been changed in the covenant abilities, apparently. So I'm really looking forward to see how that's going to be received, other than people blowing up the forums, as they most often do, but sometimes they don't, so let's see. And then the reason why the episode is named what it is, we are going to get the so-called Wandering Ancient. Is that what it's called?
Right, yeah.
The mount that we voted on last year.
The Treant.
Yeah.
Treant, yes.
The mount. That's the one that we are going to see become available to use on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending upon where you are in the world. All you have to do to claim, no, not even that, to get access to it, because it's not even a claim. All you have to do is to log in with a character after 9.0.5 hit, and you will automatically receive the mount. So it's not even a claim.
Yes.
Technically. So yeah, I really... and if you want to see what's behind the development of the mount, you can, I believe you can still go to the BlizzCon website and watch the VODs. And there is a VOD that showcases the development of the mount. So if you're interested in that, go and watch it. It's quite interesting to see how they make it from the skeleton on outwards, and how a mount is made, so to speak, developed, created. Yeah, I think that's what I have Yes, anything else?
Funny to see the development of things like when it's ready to put it in the game now. They don't wait for like the big patch contents to unleash things, because then sometimes the forums erupt and people want it back the old way, or not the way that Blizzard views it, but they want to have it back the way they had it before. Whereas most players, I think, are happy just to get something new. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right. Change.
Shiny.
Yeah, shiny.
Yeah. I think that if I remember them explaining it, if I remember it correctly, how they explained it was that basically the Point X patch is significant content, story, raid content upgrade, update, addition, and the Point X, Point 5 is basically cosmetic stuff and bug fixes on a grander scale than stuff that they would fix on a hot fix.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, for instance, we had many of the allied races and the armor sets, what are they called?
Tier sets.
Heritage armor.
Heritage armor, right, okay.
They were added in X.5 patches.
Right.
So nothing major, nothing content, no new tier. I think we can put it that way. There's no new tier coming. So if you expect to see Corsia on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, if you...
6 months too early.
You're at least a couple of months too early.
Yeah.
Because Corsia is 9.1.
Yeah.
So that's a new tier. So that means you need to wait for a 9.x patch to get a new tier. And then you need to have, say, and again, when they said we were going to get eventually more, what example can I use?
So just like a thing where, like, when they brought up the I want to say the heirlooms up to the current game level. That was
yeah. For instance, that's
a new one. It was like a 0.5.
Yeah, exactly. So say we get the heirlooms, upgrade for the heirlooms, that would most likely, I would assume the next upgrade for the heirlooms would come in at 9.1.5, maybe 9.2.5, 9.1.5 would be depending upon the development and patch cycle, because as much as I would like to see more content in Shadowlands, I'm very afraid that we are going to see them cutting one raid tier and a whole lot of content because of the development delay for various reasons. Because if you see I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know that the patch cycle was way faster in Legion than it is now. Back in Legion, we already were at, I would say, 7.1.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now.
9.5 now.
So 9.5 now. 9.1.5 would be more like 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.1.5 would be more like 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.5 now, where we are at 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.1.5 would be more like 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.1.5 would be more like 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.1.5 would be more like 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0.5 now. 9.1.5 would be more like 9.2, 9.5 now, where we are at 9.0 in the same amount of time. So that's already we're already one tier ahead or behind, depending upon when you go with the timeline that we had in Legion, and it's not going to go to get better, because Legion stayed on a fast-paced release schedule, and we are going to see 9.1 in at least 3 months from now, I would assume. So that makes it, we're in March now, that makes it June. So early June, if we're lucky.
Blizzard wants to stay away as much as possible from patches like Battlefield Barons, where a whole slew of people unsub because all it was bars to fill. Once a week.
Yeah, my problem is that we are going to see a issue where Blizzard runs into the 2-year wall.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is that Activision, quote unquote, demands a 2-year expansion cycle.
Yeah.
And if they are not doing that, they are going to be forced in one form or another to release 10.0 in 2022. So maybe at the very latest 2023 in early January. And I don't think that gives Shadowlands enough time to tell its story. And my major issue that I have with Warlords of Draenor, if you do some reading and you see what was possible, what was intended, that was that we should have had a raid of Shatrath, a Shatrath raid. We should have had the equivalent of Netherstorm as a zone. If you look at the map of Outlands next to the map of Draenor, you will see that Netherstorm in the northeast is an entire continent, an entire zone that's missing on the Draenor map. Because the what's it called? Fields of, I can't remember exactly what its name is, but that's basically yeah. That's the area where that's the area where the ogre come from.
Right.
And that was intended to be, if you look back at video, at panels where they introduce Warlords of Draenor, they have the maps, the quote-unquote old maps, where that area is still included. Then eventually they've taken it out because they just skipped it. And that's why one reason why the ogre raid in Nagrand and the the next one. Sorry,
Black Rock Foundry.
Yeah, Black Rock Foundry. Why they are the same tier? Because they had to put them all together, push them together, mush them together, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
To make it all one tier, and then skip it to the next one, to the last one already, to Hellfire. So even though those two are separate in those two are separate raids, were released separately, they still are considered the same tier. And that's and if you look at the transmog sets list, you can see that the set for that tier is called Black Rock Foundry set, but some bosses from High Mall drop parts of that set. So that's the thing. And I think that it's very sad that we need to, or that happens, because people busted their asses to develop content, come up with story, develop story,
right? Only
to have it scrapped because of various reasons. And it's really sad that happens. So I'm really not looking forward to it happening again, because it's the third time, at least. It was the same thing with Cataclysm, where we didn't get the Maw raid in Vashia, which basically cut the entire zone. It was cut by a third. Then we had the same thing happening. Oh, yeah, we had the same thing happening again in Wrath of the Lich King. The dungeon, the Utgard Pinnacle dungeon, as we have it now, was intended to be a raid. I mean, I'm not saying that Wrath didn't have enough raids, far from it. It was like a healthy amount of raids. But still, can you imagine that area being a raid? Like not even a mini raid, because we had the one boss raid, the Malygos raid. We had the raid in the Wormrest Temple. Those both of them, those were like mini raids. So I really feel that if you make content, it should, and there is no significant reason other than time and I'm going to say it, stupidity of some overlords that don't want to see the vision of the game developers come to fruition, because they are more, they have the green veil in front of their eyes. That's way too sad. And I'm afraid that a similar thing is going to happen with Shadowlands. I hope dearly that I'm wrong, but I'm afraid I'm not. So, yeah.
Right. Well, we will be recording next Sunday at the same time. I think we're just going to change our schedule to 8 p.m. because I think that works better
Okay, sure.
A lot of us. So,
except for Grand Negus has to get up at 2:00 in the morning for us, but
yeah,
we appreciate your sacrifice.
Well, what else is he doing? I mean, we appreciate your sacrifice. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
and let's not forget, I was doing that for a long time for.
Oh my God, for the Australians.
For the Australians, yes.
Yep.
I feel your pain. Except, I think we were doing it on like Saturday nights, so I was on the nights I was off, so it wasn't too bad.
Listen, I'm off all the time, so that's okay.
Yeah. All right. So just remember to set your BattleNet to download, because it's going to be a big patch, right?
I don't even know if it's going to be that big. I doubt it because, again, there is no new area to come. There's no new raid to be.
There's just the mount?
It's just the mount, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that can't be too it's big enough, but it's not too much data.
Right, exactly. Right.
So I would think that if we're topping off at about a gigabyte, that might be all it is.
I frequently download the patches for Warzone, and it's like 24 gigabytes for a patch.
Wow.
It's huge. It's crazy.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's huge.
Don't forget to go to Dark Moon Fair.
Nope.
And I guess that's about it. Hi, chat room. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, chat room.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you next week.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
This is Aprillian for the Horde.
This is Constructs for the pet battles.
And this has been Grand Negus, Role of Acquisition number 19. Satisfaction is not guaranteed. Bye, guys.
Bye, chat room.
Bye, chat room.
Bye, chat room. Thank you.